Hey everyone, welcome to part 3 of my review of this little guy here, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. This whole episode is all about the Mini 2 versus the Mini 3. Now I can't review everything because there's an awful lot to compare between the two, so I'm only comparing the major things, such as how good is the camera, how good is the transmission. Certainly this one's rated at a range of like 12 kilometers you can fly away and this one's 10. Will you notice a difference? No, because you'll never get 12 and you'll never get 10. This one's rated at a long flight time and this one's rated at less flight time. Will you notice a difference? No, because this one needs the battery power to run all the extra sensors, so you come out to the same in the end. This one's got an awesome camera that shoots at 4K 60 and can take photos at 48 megapixels, and this one doesn't. It's 4K 30 and 12 megapixel photos. Will you notice a difference? Probably not if you have no photography experience. Honestly, you're going to see it in this video here. I'm going to show you the comparisons of the two. They are both pretty darn good. Now, if you have some photography experience or you like a brighter image, this is the drone that's going to give it to you, or if you want to film at night, this is the one that's going to do it for you. Now, since this drone with 3 batteries is pretty much half the price of this drone with 3 batteries, what are you giving up if you buy the Mini 2 versus the Mini 3? Well, you see this list here? That's what you're giving up. None of these items are in the Mini 2. So if you need something on this list, you're going to want to buy the Mini 3. Certainly, you could buy the Mini 2 and you could go buy the software called Litchi or Litchi. Some people call it Litchi, some people call it Litchi. It's software you download. That's your interface on your phone that you would use when you're flying this. It's going to give you tracking. It's going to give you waypoints, and it's going to give you a host of other things that are currently not on the Mini 2 and not even on the Mini 3. So if you get that with the Mini 2, well, then you have a pretty good drone. So the great thing for many of you watching this video to make up your mind on do you want the Mini 2 over the Mini 3 to save some money is that if you get the Mini 2, you have extra cash left over an awful lot to buy yourselves all types of freewell filters for the Mini 2, which is good. You can get yourself a hard case. Yeah, because you don't get a hard case with any of the drones. Hard cases are really good. Get yourself a takeoff and landing pad. And you'll still have tons of cash left over because by buying everything I just showed you right there, you'll still be less than the price of the Mini 3. It's that expensive. And with all of that said, let's get on with the review. I just want to tell you before you see the review, I updated both of these drones to the latest firmware. So this is the firmware latest version. I'm showing it on screen that I use for the Mini 3. And this is the latest version of the firmware I use for the Mini 2. Showing that on screen right now. And now let's get into the review. Here we go. Welcome to this portion of the test. It's a bit windy out here, but this is my Captain Drone transmission penetration test. Mini 2, Mini 3 Pro. Which one has the better range? Now I know it's not a fair test for what I'm about to do because, let me show you. For the Mini 3 Pro, I have this controller, which has OcuSync 3, and for the Mini 2, I'll be using this controller, which will default down to OcuSync 2 for the Mini 2. So you're going, hey, OcuSync 3 should be better than 2. Well, all it is error correction that's happening, and it really doesn't matter. Like if I use this controller with the Mini 3 and I bind them together, all of a sudden it has OcuSync 3 and it's the same as this controller. There's no difference. The only thing is this one's got a display. Also, this one has this little section up here, which my fingers are getting stuck. This is your antenna, and it's a pretty decent antenna. I've never had any range issues with this antenna, whereas on this device here, that's your antenna right here, and I have had range issues with it. Now, if you look at DJI literature, DJI has been caught with their pants down in the past by claiming huge ranges, and nobody gets that range unless people just make it up and post it on forums and stuff like that. So what they've done now is they've got pretty smart, and I applaud DJI for it. If you look on any of the specs for any of their drones, they will show you the range and realistic range types of consideration. That's why you see people who get a long range using these controllers. It's usually that they're over the ocean or in the evening or over farmers' fields or someplace where there's not a lot of local buildings around giving interference. So if you're new to my channel and you've never seen a transmission penetration test, it's the best test on the planet because you see a lot of people doing range tests. that doesn't give you the true picture. But the penetration test does, and it's very, very easy to do, and it doesn't take very long. All I do is I take the drone, both of them, I'm gonna fly them at, the height I am right here. They go that way, they gotta go around the garden center over there. It's far at the end, it's a garden center type thing. And then I go behind that, I go behind some portables, and then I get to the back of this school that's over there. And as I get to the back of the school, that's where the real fun starts, because obviously signal can't travel through bricks and everything else. So that's where we find out how good the antennas are and how good, the antenna on the controller is and the strength of the signal. Because these, when you look at the specs on these, they pretty much put out the same amount of power. So for FCC mode anyways, they're pretty much the same. So it's not like one is better than the other in any respect. So we're gonna try this out and see how they do. All right, to make this test authentic for DJI fanboys, I will wear my DJI fanboy hat. So here we go. I put this funny hat on, and now I'm a DJI fanboy, and now we can do the test properly. Here we go. Okay, first drone up is the Mini 2. So I'm gonna show you my screen record, and yeah, that's pretty much all I'll show you. We're gonna take it around, and you'll be able to see how good the transmission is. I'll put an arrow pointing to where the transmission is, and you'll see how far it gets. And as I get choppy video, you'll see it on my screen record. So here we go. All right, buddy, give it your best. And for this test, I'll be holding the controllers exactly the same. I have to see where it's going, so I have to see it. So I'll be holding it about this height, and the antenna faces pretty much straight out to the drone. I'll be turning this way. So here we go. I see some little kids on bicycles. I'm gonna let them go first. So you can see the height on the screen. I'm at like 2.8 meters, and that's about as high as I wanna get. The wind is blowing everything everywhere. I gotta go pretty fast here. I'm in normal flight mode. Just make sure I miss all those poles, because I have no obstacle avoidance on this guy. Every now and then I think there's obstacle avoidance. All right, that's pretty fast. I'm in normal mode, and man, does that fly fast. Much faster than the Mini 3. Let's go this way, make sure I don't hit anything. Okay, so now I'm coming this way. I have no avoidance, and I have to get around. Okay, so this is the thing I do every time I do this test. You see those portables right there? That's what those buildings are. I'm just gonna turn the drone so it looks back at where it came from, which is me. You can't really see me because I'm behind this here garden center. There's a school. We have to get around that school. Let's see how far we get. If you look at the top right, that is my transmission signal. Here we go. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go around the outside of the trees. Just follow the grass cutting line. Whoa, we're getting choppiness. That's not good. Ooh, I don't like getting choppiness this soon. Yeah, look at my RC. It's turning orange, and as soon as it turns red, we're screwed. Oh, no, 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 no. And I can't even see if I'm going to crash into anything here. Oh, I still have transmission. I've had to stop, but I got to take it up a little bit to get over. I have no obstacle avoidance, so I'm going to shoot this way, right at the road. Okay, going forward. Let's see how far we get before return to home kicks in. Come on, come on. Can I get past that shed? I still see it, an image. Weak signal. Oh, I'm getting pretty far. I'm getting pretty far. But that's it. Oh, look it. I'm still going. It hasn't gotten to return to home. Hang on a sec. Ho ho! Ho ho! I've never had this before. I've still got signal. I'm behind the school. The problem is it cuts in and out, so it's kind of dangerous. Let's go again. I've got it full speed. It's going to chop in and out, so I have to let go of the full speed, because every now and then, there we go, it just goes and goes. I might get around the whole school. I doubt it, but here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. You're doing well. Look at that. Oh my God. This is incredible. Oh my God. Oh, look at this. There's the play court in the back. As soon as you get past that, we're at the other end of the school. If this goes all the way to the woods, there we are. Okay. So now the drone, I'm looking this way, but the drone is right over there. So I'm going to turn my controller now this way, except I can't see anything with the sun. So now I'm going to see if I can turn it. I can. I have full control of this thing. All right. Coming, coming, coming. Oh, this is incredible. This is incredible. Look at that. There I am. It went around the whole school. I thought it had lost the signal, everything. I've got no obstacle avoidance, nothing. Okay. So, for penetration test, Yeah, I know the Mini's right there. I'm Mini here. It's going to look down at me here. It's just like, it's come back. There I am right there. All right, next up, the Mini 3 Pro in the wind. Yeah, unfortunately it's windy, but I don't think the test to be as good because I've done this penetration test before with this drone and this controller. But I gotta be fair, so let's do it now. Okay, there we go, Mini 3 Pro up here, and let's do the same test. I'll turn and stand the same direction and see how far it gets. Okay, I'm gonna leave the obstacle avoidance on because it's much more helpful if I'm going too fast and I'm about to hit something, at least it will stop. So here we go, same idea, down the road to the garden center. I'll be holding the controller exactly the same way. And I'm in normal mode, and look at the speed difference. It's much slower. I find the Mini 2 is just insanely fast, and I was definitely in normal mode. At least I think I was. All right, this is no problem getting up to here, and now we're gonna go down our pathway, turning around here, watch my transmission, going through here. And going over here. I'll go over to the portable, same idea. And then I will turn around and look at us. Way out here. All right, so let me just turn. So portable, 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 and then the garden center, and we are far behind that. All right, so that's how the transmission has to go, and I'm standing exactly the same. And here we go. I'll follow the grass line just to keep it the same. I'll go at a good pace. Look at my screen, see if it's getting jittery. It's getting jittery. Oh my God! Weak signal. I'll just let go of the controls, see where it comes back. I'm holding this, come on. Oh, I think we have a signal. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Weak signal. Do I still have something? I can't tell. Oh, I do, sort of. I don't know. Oh, look at this, I have something still. We're still going, barely. Barely, barely, barely. All right, let's turn. Let's get past this way. All right, so I'm gonna do like before, I'm gonna take this up a little bit so it goes over that shed. All right, that's good. It should be able to cover, it should be able to go over the shed now and forward. Here we go. I got it full blast. Come on, get over the shed, get behind the school. Can you do it? Weak signal, anything? Ah, how far did it get? Oh, no transmission. I think it lost it. Weak signal. Do I have any transmission? Weak signal. I got nothing. Adjust antennas. Oh, look at this. It came back. I have signal again and I'm down the road. Holy crap. Now I'm down the road behind the school, but it's not as good as the Mini 2. Like, that went from nothing to that. I have no idea where I am now. Like, if I push these joysticks, will I move anywhere? Look at it, it's all like, it's sending me the signal back about every 2 or 5 seconds. Okay, I'm just gonna let it sit there. If it keeps aiming straight down that road, then I can give it full forward. So far, so good. Yeah, I see the trees moving, and here we go, full forward. Come on, come on, come on. Can you do it? Can you do it? Look at that. Look at that. Okay, same as last time. I'm gonna let go of the sticks right about here. And I'm gonna turn this way because it's right behind there. So let's see if that makes the signal any better. And let's go. Ho, ho, ho. Now that I'm aiming at it, because it's right there, look at this. Guys, I think this is doing much better than before. It's not as good as the Mini 2 was, because the Mini 2 was choppy, but less choppy and a little bit easier to control, but it's working. We made it right around the frickin' school. And there I am, back to me, right here. Woohoo, all excited. Hey, buddy. All right, final results. Mini 2, I'm gonna give it a score of excellent minus. It wasn't exactly perfect because it did get choppy, but it did make it around the school. That was really good. And of course on the Mini 3, well, I can't give it a score of excellent minus because it was even worse choppiness and I had to give up an awful lot, but it still made it, which was pretty cool using this controller. So I'm gonna give it a score of really good. Yeah, I'll give it a score really good. That'd be my score. Pretty cool test, eh? This test is how good is the video quality at 4K 30 frames per second flying into the sun and then flying away from the sun coming back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them both take off from a landing pad. I'll toss it behind me. They both take off there. They both have return to home back there. So I fly them out. I try to keep them in this wind at exactly the same angle, same camera pointing the same direction. And then I'm going to hit return to home when they get to a certain point, and they will automatically come back and fly back and land down here, so they'll follow the same path on the way back, so I should get some good video that way. We'll see how it goes. And what I'm checking for out of both cameras is, how do you like the colors? How do you like the brightness? How do you like the contrast? Can you see details in the shadows? Anything like that? I'll be kind of high up, but yeah, tell me what you can see. I'll try to put everything side by side. Here we go. Okay, the drones are coming down. We'll see how close they land to the takeoff point. This is the Mini 2. How's it gonna do? Mini 2 coming down. Took off on that yellow pad. Where's it gonna land? It's not gonna land on the yellow pad, obviously. It's going to mow the city lawn. Okay, the Mini 3's overhead. Let's see where it lands. It comes down, comes down. The Mini 3 comes down pretty fast. And let's see where she lands. She's right here. Is it going to be on the landing pad? It's close, but no cigar. It's going to mow the city grass as well. So for this test, I have the two drones sitting side by side, as you can see right there. And I'm going to turn the video record on, and I'm going to get farther and closer. I'll see how good the focus is on them and how well they look at me in relation to the background out there and the colors and everything. So let's try that now. All right, both drones are on and the wind is blowing, but these drones have gimbals on them, and even when you sit them stable like that, they could still shoot video and stuff. So here I am moving backwards. How does that look? I'm a little worried about the Mini 3 because the Mini 3 might overheat, so sometimes it doesn't like to make its video work as well when it's just sitting there, but on my little display it looks fine. So I see myself here. How about you guys watching this? What do you think? I'm going back so you can see the forest behind me and the log. Hopefully both drones are focused on me. I'm going to come really close now. And it looks like I'm in the center of the Mini 3 and I'm off on the Mini 2. So let me go Mini 2 as well. I'll jump back and forth side to side so I'm in. Okay, so I'm in the Mini 2 now, and then I'm going to come over to the Mini 3. There we go. Get down, and the background behind me should start to blur. Let's see. So on the Mini 3, the forest should get blurry. Yeah, so I should be perfectly in focus and the forest is out of focus. And if I come over to the Mini 2 nice and slow, don't want to scare it or anything like that. How is it? I really can't tell on my phone. Is the forest all blurry? Am I in focus? Or is it one of those focus systems where I'm in focus and the forest is also in focus? Now a quick photo test between the two drones. I'll shoot them both at 12 megapixels, so that's fair. So I've got my GoPro here. You can see I have them on the back of my Jeep, sitting on the bed at the very top on the cover. And I'm just gonna walk backwards. You can see me here. And I'll have them take a picture of me. And I'll hold something up so we can see how detailed the photos are. So let's try that now. All right, you can see me in one of these cameras, maybe that one over there. I have two drones here and I'm gonna snap a photo. And what I'm gonna do is on both of them, I'm gonna press the button in halfway to focus. I think they both have that method or that feature, and then take the picture. I'm in the center of both, so here we go. So pressing them in the halfway, that's good. and taking a shot. There we go. That worked. They both did it at pretty much the same time. Let's try that again. I'll hold my arms out this time. Shot number 2. There we are. So how does that look? Now I'm gonna take a photo, 12 megapixel again. I've got the Mini 3, and then we're gonna zoom into this little landing pad I have here. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. And on the other side for the grayscale, here we go. Same thing with the Mini 2, let's snap a photo. And grayscale. And for this last photo, we're gonna zoom in onto the Captain Drone logo after I snap the photo. So here we go. Same idea, zooming into the Captain Drone logo. Now you might find that both cameras have different optics, so when I'm taking photos, one photo might look closer than the other one. It's just the field of view on the different cameras. Can you see me down here? This is going to be the low light test. So the sun is long gone down. It's pretty much nighttime right now. I'm recording this on a quality professional camera. I have both drones in front of me here, and I'm just going to back up so I become in focus. They're both on record at 4K 30 frames per second. Both drones are on auto camera settings. So let me back up, sit on my little pad over here. Hopefully you can still see me. And now let me show you both images from these drones side by side. Probably going to notice that the Mini 3 Pro looks much better than the Mini 2 because the Mini 3 Pro has a much better sensor. It's much more designed for low light filming like this, so things look good. So let's see, I'm on record on both. I'm going to turn a light on so that you can see me a bit better. Whoa, didn't mean to blind everybody. There we go. So let's see. I'm looking on the Mini 3 Pro and I look super bright, and over here on the Mini 2 you can now see me. So let me just hit, I think I can make it less bright, and let me do this and let me put it above my head like a street light over here. Is that working? I don't know. There we go. How's the image look? This gives you a good idea of how these drones would do if you were filming a city scene at night. You can obviously tell that the Mini 3 Pro is designed to film at night and give you something, whereas the Mini 2, no, it's just daytime only on bright sunny days and not really for nighttime. And if I do the scary movie, how's that? Scary movie? Does that look, do I look scary? No, I probably look ridiculous. All right, so that's the low light test, and just to show you once again, here I am. See me? See me well, see me probably overexposed and gone. Well, do you see me in the Mini 3 Pro? You probably see some light behind me, and on the Mini 2, I don't know, I can't tell. On this screen here it looks like it's black, and on the Mini 3 on the integrated screen, looks like I can actually see quite a bit in the low light. All right, and quickly next I'll try to take a picture with both drones really fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, photo taking. You saw the photo from both drones. I'm showing them side by side right now, and that's what you get. So there you have it. That's my comparison between the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 Pro. I will say that the Mini 2 with 3 batteries, you know, the Fly More kit, is at a really good price, and that price is only going to get better as we approach Christmas with Boxing Day sales and whatnot. So this is a good drone to pick up if you don't have a lot of cash. And for those of you who would prefer to buy the Mini 3 and who have the cash and want to get the integrated display, I will say that I really love this drone. It is now my favorite mini drone. I've been taking it with me everywhere, so I'm quite enamored with this mini drone. And I will say as well, if you have extra cash, pick yourself up some filters. The best filter they have here is the Freewell UV filter. That's a protective lens that goes over top of your camera. You can smash this up and you will not damage or scratch the lens on your camera, which is a smart idea. I have a few of these, that's why I have a box here. The other filter that's pretty cool is this one. I've never seen such a filter before. It's basically an ND filter with a polarizer. You've seen that before. However, since this camera can turn vertically, like sideways, they have a little notch on the filter itself, so when you turn it sideways, you actually adjust the polarization for vertical. That's pretty smart, because if not, well, your polarization could be one way, and then when you turn the camera sideways for social media, your polarization's off. So with this Freewell filter, with the polarization effect where you can turn the notch, it's pretty sweet. And of course, they always have their all-day pack, which I'll put the links below to all of these filters here. Yes, Freewell sent me all of these. Freewell sends me all the filters I show on my channel for free, because they started with me a long time ago sending me stuff. And ever since then, I started using Freewell filters that I just got so used to them that those are the only filters I use. I don't have a problem with them. I think they're really good. So you shouldn't have a problem with them either. So besides having links to the filters, I'll also put the links to the Mini 3 Pro below and the Mini 2, and you'll see the price of the Mini 2, even with the Flymore, is so inexpensive compared to the Mini 3. So I would say, from a guy who's been in the business since 2013 flying drones, you can't go wrong with either of these drones. They're both a good buy. And with all of that said, I say I hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And I will catch you in part 4, where I review the Mini 3 Pro against the Autel Evo Nano Plus. Which one is the better drone there? We'll check that out in part 4. Till then, I say bye.